I could hit a fucking fly without even trying.
Can't say I'm that good.
Like there's many times I've been just like going through a run and just nice and calmly just turned around, flicked on some fucking sniper scout or some scout who's like 300 meters away, just dome him. And then other times I'll take me like 5 bullets, 5 rounds just to see her winning the cunt. You know, it's very up and down. Alright, back to that mic. Should be picking up fine. You coming to customs?
Yeah, I'll come with.
I've got the only kit you need: all green and a VPO.
All reliable, baby.
That's such a good gun.
It's great because you get it level 1.
Yeah.
Right off the wipe.
Like I think as far as sniping goes, the only time it gets topped is when you get mid the game, because then you can get your hands on an SV98 or an M700 or a T5000. And they have better MOA, and the rounds you can put in are probably a bit better than the 366 AP.
I wish there was a little bit more you could do to it.
I know the SNB. I know the SNB is definitely better than the 366 AP, because SNB will go through literally everything in the game.
Like, I wish I could get more than a 4-round magazine. It's my only complaint.
I don't mind. Like, I don't think they should make it too good.
That's true. It's supposed to be an entry.
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess it's meant to be it's meant to be baby's first sniper rifle. And it fits into that pretty well.
Like, I've gotten mine back every time I've insured it. The only thing, they might take my sight. That's it.
They'll take my suppressor.
I see. They've never taken mine, just my sight.
But they never take the gun, so it's like, fuck it. It's like 2,000 rubles to insure it, and it's a sniper I'm almost guaranteed to get back every time.
I did not know you could go through that.
It's not worth the space to have it. Like, for the slots you can use, it's so much more worth it just not.
That's why I bring just a... The thing is, like, because it's... It's 4-rounder mags are a pain in the ass, but they're actually kind of a benefit as well, because you can put them in your pockets. You can't do that with basically any other mag. Yeah, you can do that with like the expensive good snipers, but at that point you're spending that much in the gun, you might as well bring a rig and a backpack and all the rest, you know?
Yeah.
So it stops really being a concern. What happened to you, eh? Did you get taken out?
There's gonna be an update tomorrow, 31st.
Maybe it'll fix my fucking frame rate.
It says 10 MSK, or 11 MSK. I don't know what the fuck MSK is.
Moscow time. Because they're in Russia, so...
Yeah. My buddy's server has like automatic news section, like, so anything State Gaming uploads, it goes straight to like the Discord. I don't know if like Kurtz has looked into that or anything.
I don't know. He's, to be honest, like, he is pretty damn busy most of the time, so anything that like people are able to help him with, I'm sure he'd be appreciative of.
I have no clue how you do it. I was just,
you can suggest to him, like, but he's that busy that a lot of that type of thing he probably wouldn't have time to, you know, deal with.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would do it. I don't know how to set up a Discord. What's the plan, Stan?
I'm just gonna check down here real quick, and then I'm gonna take a bit of a sneaky route. So spawns for us at the minute is there'll be one at Meth, there'll be 2 across the water, and there should be a spawn back over towards the water building.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna loop us back. I'm gonna move back and loop us through power and try to cut off the guy at gas because he won't expect it.
I'm not seeing any scavs towards.
You won't yet.
What do you guys call this? Skeleton?
Colin. Back over the train tracks. Back over the train tracks. I'm just hitting the stashes. Actually,
Meth house.
yeah, we'll go right. We're gonna go wide and go up by the guards and shit and try to catch anyone who's coming from there out. Yeah, because they've engaged each other now, so we can be a third party that shit. Start getting your head on a swivel because we're getting close enough now that we might actually start bumping into these guys. Depending how much they're flanking or how aggressive they're playing. That was in Colin, I think.
Hey, behind us, this small skeleton building.
Scav or player?
I can't tell.
Player, small scale, that big one, that's big scale.
Yeah, it's little skull. He's
Yeah.
on towards like the big wall in the corner.
I got a scav over here, a small scale. Fighting somebody. Go
Yeah,
for-
watch up. He's on
Yeah, yeah.
second story. Oh, shit. Someone
go
just
for-
ran past railroad.
Get hidden and go full creep. Get hidden, go full creep. I'm over in the corner at the blue connexes.
Yeah, someone just ran past to go to Big Skelly.
Yep. Okay, that scav's dead, so these guys might end up engaging each other. If you can sneak your way over, start sneaking your way over. But only if you can do it safely.
Yeah, someone to my right. Towards Big Skelly.
Is he against the blue wall under the big silos? Is that you moving towards me?
Yep.
Okay, that's you at the blue connexes, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, right, careful, we got a guy over here somewhere. He killed the scav, I heard him kill him. Fucking frame rate. Hold position, I'm gonna try sneaking behind us.
Is that at you?
Yeah, I jumped over the metal. Because I think the guy who's the small scale's pushed up towards big scale. I'm trying to loop in behind him a bit. Don't know if it's a smart thing to do or not, but... Okay, I'm not seeing him yet. We definitely engaged someone over there, though. Stand back. You seen that guy moving along the right hand side towards big scale, didn't you?
No, he is upstairs by like the large portion of the wall. Yep, right in that top corner.
Okay.
But then, like, a minute later, I saw someone running by the train tracks, so he might have dropped down.
Probably.
He was running towards Big Scap. I haven't heard anything.
Someone was fighting scabs over here. I know he killed the scab over here, and then I heard some the dorms move a while ago, so...
That's that little pistol. To the right, Big Scap. Running up on me.
Leaving right to distract him.
He's running around. Probably a scout.
Towards you?
He went towards the other side, towards the stash.
What stash? Oh, you mean to the garages?
Yeah.
That's the player, I think. Scabs don't go through there. At least not very often.
I don't see him peeking around the corner. Yeah, he ran through that area.
Yeah, I'll be a player. Scabs don't... Well, they do sometimes, but very rarely. Alright, let's push up the dorms. I'm not seeing anyone around here at all.
He's getting shot up.
Oh, okay. Maybe start looping around if I get through guards, so you can see what's happening.
Towards where?
So if you go around the corner to your right, there's like the shortcut through.
To where you are?
No, towards that fighting. Unless you want to come over towards me and we go towards New Gas.
It was suppressed, low automatic fire rate.
That's it, and I'll go towards small scale now and see if we can loop in behind, get a lockdown elbow. You just jumped the metal?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Is that you grunting?
Yeah, my breath. I'm at the far right. Get up. How's that a miss? Careful.
Gone by dumpsters till
Yeah, I see it.
yeah, I'm not seeing any movement.
Scab left side somewhere. Just heard him. See him now. heard it fighting about there, yeah.
Yeah, they were fighting right by the staff. Or it sounded like, at least.
Gonna loop around to RUF.
Moving to you.
Gav on the main road. Don't know if he was shouting at me or someone else, but he shouted at someone. Careful, he's at ice cream. Don't think he's shouting at us, I'm not gonna worry about him. If someone shoots at him, we know someone's over there.
You shooting at me.
Alright, continue left. Towards RUF. Fuck is that one this one? Running. Coming to RUF through the hole in the wall. Player. I missed that shot really bad. He's in the bush. Yeah, he's in the bush somewhere. Do you have a nade or anything?
I got a nade.
Chuck in the bush, chuck in the bush.
Nade out.
Has that chance. Hear him? He ran. Just over by the right, towards the tank. I think.
Got another nade. Going in that truck.
Yep. Checking truck for him. You hit
Pushing.
Checking the main exit truck. Don't see him, he might be around the tank, careful. Is that you by the tank?
I'm behind the tank, yep.
Yep.
Is that his dead body on the...
Careful, someone else shot him then. Careful, careful, careful. I don't think so. He might have went down the ridge. Careful, he might be lower than us now. No, I think he got out. I think he got out.
I bird.
Yeah, he got out. RAF's open, so. Damn it, I should have had that
Those
fucker.
bodies are scouts.
Yeah, I rushed my shot like a tit.
I didn't hear him move, like, to get out of the bush.
Oh, I did. As soon as you chucked the grenade, I heard him lag it.
Oh, here's the level 6.
That must be he killed then, because I heard suppress shooting just
Yeah.
after.
I'll take the new grenade. Where do you want to go? We got 21 minutes.
Fuck, let's just reset. Fights broke out in a weird way this time around, and it couldn't be worse trying to figure out what the lay of the land is now.
It was a odd round on customs, I would say.
Yeah. That
It's, like,
spawn
not-
especially.
That spawn's either really good or really bad.
Yeah, it technically is one of the spawns. It's one of the spawns that it gives you the most options because you're kind of even distance between cutting off just about everywhere. But that also means that it's easy to miss fuckers because it's hard to explain, but like yeah, it's an awkward one to try and catch people out on. Compared to any of the other spawns.
Replenish my fuel.
So it is. It's a very odd spawn to try to catch cunts out on, unfortunately.
Noah's Ark was a reality. Why? Because it's recorded for us in the pages of Scripture. And even if a skeptic were to
You know
see
that
this wooden boat
warehouse we
structure
sit
that was
at to
found
catch
as an
people to the
archaeological
right when we have
artifact,
that spawn?
does that mean they're going
Yeah.
to believe the Bible and everything?
I didn't
it
know that
says?
could spawn
No,
an
I thought
ammo
when they would
box
come up
on
with
the shelves.
story to fit. Well, okay,
closest
so
to the
maybe
railroad.
there was an arc, or maybe it was a local flood that got it up to this area.
Which
Maybe some
warehouse?
people went up there later and built this thing. I mean, there's all sorts of
The
things
one
that
that-
come up with it rather than.
But no, it'd be the
well,
next one,
guess I better
not
repent
the one
and
directly on the
believe.
corner.
Well,
Next one.
in a hypothetical scenario
Do
of
you mean the one with the
finding
truck in
a
it?
large ancient boat, those
I believe
would
so.
all be conclusions with
It's the one-
fewer
like on the-
assumptions than a
those little metal
carefully
shelves.
designed
Yeah, the
vessel
one before the stash that leads
navigated
into
a
Elbow.
global flood.
Yeah.
Verifying
Yeah,
details,
yeah.
like perhaps only
I didn't
one
know an
opening
ammo box could
or exact
sit right there.
dimensions could
Yeah.
help a more cumulative case
Was it good
that,
ammo?
for me, would need to
No, I
include
just saw it on
confirmation in the
TikTok
geology
that
of
the
Earth,
whole ass ammo
paleontology,
box
archaeology,
that you can
and
grab.
the like.
Because believing these things.
Yeah,
that
there's-
Oh, an
works
actual
for us
ammo
is a matter
box.
of
Yeah.
My
faith.
bad. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like a
Trusting these
box
things
of
by faith.
ammo.
There's always
Customs
I'm gonna
debate
go
and
take a
discussions
quick
about
piss.
exactly
Yeah.
what
Customs
could
actually
be
got quite a lot of
dangerous,
them weird
but I think
respawns
it's
where you can
clear
get like really, really
here
good shit
that in
in random
this
places.
context, Roger means something other than confidence or trust. Here, faith is some kind of replacement for evidence.
Now, that doesn't mean it's a blind faith.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
We have evidence that supports these things, but we trust in these things because they're found in God's Word. And there's more information in this article. Has the ark been found? Written by Tim, and he talked about some of the people.
You
who've done
guys
explorations
preparing
there
for
and the evidence
labs?
that they found.
And
Oh,
it's
God,
actually
no.
just a geologic formation that happens when you get mud flows coming down a mountain, and there's some
Oh,
obstruction
man,
that
it's
hits it and
fun.
carves the area around it.
Going
You
into
Other
it
people
now.
find
Look
it
at that site
fun.
on Google
I do
Maps.
not find labs
You type in
fun.
Noah's Ark Turkey, it'll take you right there, and you can zoom.
But
you can
bro,
zoom out
what
over,
if
you can see that
we-
shape, and then just
I
start
find it
hovering around,
annoying.
Look around in other areas, and guess what you'll
What
find?
if we
A bunch of shapes
befriend
just like
everyone
that.
else in the
This one
lobby?
just happens to be similar
Hmm?
to the size of the ark.
What
Look
if
about-
we befriend everyone else in the lobby in the raid?
Then I don't get to shoot anyone.
Raiders?
I don't like fighting raiders.
Then you get to betray all the people that you made friends
I-
with.
I,
I'm gonna mute. I just loaded.
about 560 feet in length, so that's 50 feet longer than what we built down in Williamstown.
That's a
But
pretty
so
large cubit.
you'd have to have a cubit that's about my size, 22-inch cubit.
The Ron Wyatt people explain this away by saying that Egyptian cubits were longer, and because the Bible claims that Moses was raised in Egypt, that he would have used the longer ones.
But Ron again went to the Bible to learn more. Moses was the author of the Genesis account of the flood. He would have known the cubit of the Egyptians. The Hebrew cubit didn't come into existence until there was a Hebrew nation after Moses' death.
Setting aside that Moses wouldn't have written this part of the story, something we'll talk about later in the video, it also implies that Moses would then be altering what God told Noah, since God would have told Noah the Hebrew measurements, not the translation to Egyptian measurements. Moses would have been messing with God's words. When I was a biblical inerrantist, such interpretations would not have been acceptable.
And
It's within the realm
that's
of
only one of the dimensions. So when they mentioned it's the arc of biblical dimensions, they're only talking about the length. What about the width?
Right.
It's much wider than the biblical width. So
this
they
is
have
the
to
walls
say,
fell out.
oh, well, the walls fell out. And they're trying to explain that part away. And they don't know how deep this structure is.
Yeah.
So just because it claims to be the biblical dimension, notice dimension, not dimensions,
I'm back.
the arc, doesn't mean that that's true. Okay, so those things aren't necessarily lining up. So just be careful with these things, and we've got some good research on our website that you can connect people with as these ideas come up.
Well, if
I'm
anyone
back
in
in
your
lobby.
life tries to tell you that they've
As
found
am I.
Noah's Ark, I guess it's good that you can say,
Make myself a
not
cup of
even
tea
Ken
here.
Ham believes that. Hopefully he's an acceptable
What kind of
source to
tea
them.
do you like?
And maybe his disagreement
Pajana,
a bit of
usually.
a wake-up call.
I do not know what
Pajama.
Ken believes on this topic. Doesn't
Pajana.
matter. He's got his own ministry, and God bless him. Hope he does great.
But just about any tea does me because
I
it's more the
teach what I think
caffeine
to be
than anything
true.
else. I drink
I've met him a
ridiculous
couple
amount,
times.
copious
I'll ask
amount
him if I
of
see him again. I love
tea,
what he's
so
doing.
the amount
Nice
of
guy. He's not the
caffeine.
enemy.
My blood's
Different
more
on a few little
caffeine than
things,
tea,
but
more caffeine than
He
blood
can't be
at
right
this
on
point.
everything. He's trying. Okay, I am, but that's okay.
See,
William
I feel
Lane
like
Craig
tea
explores the
doesn't give me,
headwaters of
like,
the human
the-
race. This comes to us from
the
Christianity
shakes
Today. Now, if you're
and,
familiar with William Lane
like,
Craig, he
empty
is a,
stomach that coffee
most often
does
known
with
as a
the caffeine.
philosopher and
Hmm.
theologian.
If you're a regular viewer
It
of
was
the
like
channel, you might remember
almost a
videos
cleaner
where
type of
Dr. Craig's
caffeine going
Kalam
in my body.
argument, morality
I can
argument,
withdraw. I buy
reliability of scripture, and a bit of a spirited back and forth on the resurrection of Jesus.
The man who has responded goes by Paul Logia.
He says he'd been a Christian for 30 years and never heard that dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, so that when he learned that, this really shook him to the core in his faith.
But also, earlier this year, we had a special episode of Ham and Egg News covering the ongoing cross-media feud between William Lane Craig and Ken Ham. While it's not Ken himself speaking today, but rather his oversized stand-ins, it looks like the release of Craig's new book has renewed some hostilities.
Who presents a lot of ideas based in the Big Bang cosmology and teaching ideas out of that, and is now dealing with writing a systematic theology book.
And the book In Quest of the Historical Adam is the fruit of my work on the person of Adam and Eve and the subject of human origins.
And rather than sticking with what we would understand to be a biblical interpretation of Adam and Eve being the first two humans who were specially created by God in the supernatural act, he's leaning toward a little bit different view of those things.
Well, young earth creationists who believe that the world was created around 6,000 years ago in 6 literal 24-hour days, who believe that a few thousand years ago there was a worldwide flood that exterminated all terrestrial life on Earth, who believe that all of the world's languages stem from confusion out of Babylonian ziggurat called the Tower of Babel, are going to think that I'm compromising on these biblical truths.
Yeah, a little bit. He has been, over time, he's been buying into a lot of the billions of years. In fact, for a long time, he's been promoting that.
And in one of the most startling developments of modern science, we now have pretty good evidence that the universe is not eternal in the past, but had an absolute beginning about 13 billion years ago in a cataclysmic event called the Big Bang.
I remember trying to listen to his series on the Gospel of John, that he was teaching in Sunday school, and he just couldn't stop talking about the Big Bang over and over and over again. He just kept pushing the Big Bang. I thought, what does that have to do with John?
And I would say that the Big Bang Theory is the most successful model that exists today with regard to the evidence. It explains very well
Bullshit,
all
I
of the
died.
evidence that we have. And there doesn't seem to be any evidence on the other side.
It was all in the beginning. I mean, several classes. But he just seems like he can't talk about
Dude, I'm not
anything
seeing
having to
the
do with
trailer,
creation
though.
without trying to push the Big Bang cosmology, which is strange.
How many times have you done
Because it is not consistent with the Bible in any way,
Factory?
shape, or form. We've got articles on our
Like
website.
today?
Terry Mortensen outlines
Yeah.
23 differences in the
4,
order of events
5.
in Genesis 1 and the Big Bang evolution.
I'll be right back.
You can't
I
just
gotta
say
go
this
eat.
is the way God did it.
Good. I think I've played Factory like over 20 times. It's fucking wipe. Seen that motherfucker twice. Nice.
So real quick. So we'll have a spawn over at the power building side somewhere. So when I come through here, I'll just hit the stashes and just move on, and I don't really bother. I'll leave the big box in there, and the 2 stashes outside, and that's about it. If there's something particular I'm after, I'll loot it all, but usually I'm not after anything in particular, so.
GPUs, baby.
Fucking go.
I need 2 more for the quest. That's it.
Alright, careful, because we could have fucking free. Might need to reboot my game here. It's ridiculous. Sometimes you get the guy who spawns up at the substation. Come down to hit this way, so be careful. That last time we died, that's who killed me. That fucking guy that was over here up on this hill.
Hold on, I think there's a scav to the left.
That's who was spawned. Yep.
Fuck, I missed the shot.
That's a player, I think.
I think I killed him.
Yep. Come on. Oh! Through the hole in the wall. Fucking knew it. Player through that hole. Careful, he's gonna push. He's pushing.
The grenade at the hole.
Yep. He's on the left hand side. Missed him.
Loading.
He went to the right. I see
Only
his
got
head.
one grenade.
Oh, lucky boy. Fuck! I'm dead.
What, you one tap you?
Frame rate. Jesus Christ. Yes. I almost it's straight to the right as soon as you got the hole behind the bus. I pretty much had his head lined up and my frame started fucking about again. God damn it. Torko, fix your shit, man. Jesus.
Oh, he's dead, that little fucking cunt.
You get him?
Oh, dude, I'm not dying to scav. I swear to God, I'll lose it.
Did you
Yeah,
get
I got him.
the token man? Fuck's sake. I headshot.
Pokemon?
No, the token man. I headshot that
Oh.
scav. Yeah, no, that's fuck's sake.
Where the fuck is this scav? He keeps running around.
This is partially me just being bad, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of it is frame skipping constantly, but like I think I'm just getting aggravated because I'm shooting so badly.
I'm gonna fucking lose it to this goddamn scav. Dude, he blacked out my arm, one shot. The fuck is he running?
That wouldn't matter, the scavs are borked at the minute.
Unless you're going to completely
I've been
reinterpret
for,
Genesis 1.
for a while.
You know, I don't know, Sean, if there was a kind of universal
In the 12.12
way
wipe, their
of
AI
interpreting
got fucking
these passages.
completely
One of the
wrecked.
things that I rebuke
Fucking
Old
bastard.
Testament scholars
To the point that when
in the
Veritas
book
was talking to
is
Kaden,
the
showing
presumption
clips of some of the
saying
shit
things
scavs
like
were doing,
ancient Egyptians
Veritas
believed
literally
that,
couldn't tell them why they were doing the shit they were doing.
believed that. I don't think we know what most Egyptians or Mesopotamians or
Fucking
ancient
unreal.
Israelis believed. But I think we can say that there are elements in these stories that exhibit the
Well,
sort
no,
of
that scav kept
mythological
looping around. I couldn't
literary
even grab your
genre
shit.
which
Yeah,
the
other
author
guys.
and his audience would have recognized to be fantastic if they were taken
Taking care of
literally.
business.
And that therefore that gives good reason to think that they were not always taken in a literal way.
Well, lately he is now reinterpreting Genesis 2 and 3, which does not surprise a lot of us who have followed him. And by the way, I don't want this to sound like I'm saying the guy's not a believer.
Yeah, that guy
Sometimes I
tried
get people who
pushing
get really
me.
fired up about this, like, oh, he's
That shit did not
not
work.
even a Christian. He's gonna burn. All that. That's not the issue here.
Well, I opened the book with a quotation
Kill
from
my
the Old
friend, I shall
Testament
murder you.
scholar Richard Averbeck, who says
Yeah,
anybody
I almost had him,
who
but
writes on the
I
first
need to
few
relax.
chapters of Genesis
I'm not taking time for shots,
is going
and it's
to
getting
be in
making me
a
miss
lot of
constantly because
trouble
I
with a
usually
lot of
have the
people.
patience to hold my shot.
Fucking
That's
scav
regardless of
player.
your views.
I appreciate that the next line in the book you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
whether you agree with me or not.
No, he
this
was
is the
looting your
result of
body.
A lot of thought and reflection, and I just plead for a sober assessment. of
What's
views, and I
insured?
think that's fair. And I hope
It's
people
the
on left and right
VPO
and everywhere
ears
else will
and
approach it that
Shamar.
way.
So
Usual
don't
shit.
respond that way, but analyze the argument rather than attacking the person.
I got you,
Analyze the
fam.
argument. What is he saying?
Yeah, fucking scav player.
Yeah, he's
Looting
saying
your body.
he's
Didn't
saying-
listen to me running.
He's
No.
right at the front of the line saying, yes, believe in Christ's death, burial, and resurrection.
He probably didn't have ears if he was a
This,
scout player.
He's
So he wouldn't have heard any
you
of that.
can't trust the
Probably
Bible the way
just
it's
spawned
written,
in,
like
seen
the
a body, is
literal
like,
way, because it's mytho-history.
Holy fuck.
Abraham in chapter 12
I'm gonna lose it.
You have straightforward
Just so many
historical
scavs.
narrative.
I am
From
going to
Genesis
lose
1
my
to
mind.
11
More
is
scavs?
acknowledged by every New
Yeah.
Testament commentator
Yeah,
to
that
be
happens sometimes.
apart
They just
from the rest of Genesis
massive
to be a
amounts of
special
spawn.
sort of narrative and a peculiar genre of literature.
Like, where are these
And
motherfuckers
the
coming from?
classification of this genre as mytho-history.
And my point was that Genesis 1 to 11
I want to loot my body,
belongs to another
shit on his
genre of
name,
literature,
and get the
namely
hell out, okay?
mytho-history, that is also not to be read in a literalistic way. But I could have made the comparison with
I'm more worried
say,
about
the
this motherfucker
poetry of the
blacking out my
Psalms or the
arm
wisdom
again.
literature of the Proverbs or even the parables of Jesus. The point is not to say these all belong to the same literary genre, but simply to say that the Bible contains types of literature that are not properly read in a literalistic way, in the way that, for example,
That dude that killed you level 10.
historical literature or biographical literature is to be
What a
read.
little bastard.
Mytho-history.
What do we mean by mytho-history? We're not talking about myth in the popular sense of the word, like the myth of the self-made man, or the myth of the low-calorie
Somebody
diet.
got a
So we
grenade.
want to make sure we handle this fairly. When you hear the word myth, you probably think of something that's not true, but that's not the way he's intending this. So let's
What kind of
let
ammo
his
you
own words
running?
speak for what
And a lot of
PS.
people in literature and everything don't mean
Disgusting.
So he means by mythohistory.
We're talking about
Someone's
myth
fucking up
in the way that folklorists and
USEC checkpoint.
classicists use that term to differentiate it from things like folk tales and legends. A myth, in this sense, is a traditional sacred narrative that attempts to ground realities contemporaneous with the author, including in a society's institutions and values and natural phenomena, in events of the deep primordial past. And
Yeah,
I think
someone's
you would agree
trying to
that description fits Genesis 1 to 11 to a T.
kill
And
the
the
scab
problem
over the
comes
wall.
when we get to the next part of his understanding of what Genesis 2 and 3 specifically communicate, and he calls these fantastic elements. And this is where we really run into some significant problems with his theological understanding. He starts to talk about the Epic of Gilgamesh, and he compares some of the things in the Epic of Gilgamesh to the Bible, and how there's fantastic elements like the bull Taurus, which is the constellation coming down to Earth and wrestling that, and then cutting it up into pieces and distributing the meat. That's a fantastic tale.
Right, and he even says that these are so extraordinary as to be palpably false.
Is I show that the New Testament authors cite mythological and fabulous figures from Jewish folklore and Greek mythology that I think none of us want to be committed to historically. And so these would be prime examples of where the New Testament authors are using these literary figures to illustrate Christian doctrines and truths, but they don't require us to believe in the
I get
historicity
shot by
of
that
those
fucking
figures.
scab to the
In some
left.
of these cases, we have really good grounds for thinking it's not historical. For example, the figures of Janus and Jambres that are referred to in 1 Timothy, you can show
These
the history
fuckers
of this
at?
pair in Jewish folklore, how it evolved, and the wild legends about Janus and Jambres and the magicians' contests they had with Moses and all the rest. To think that this is really historical would be a wild stretch of the imagination. Or the example in 1 Corinthians where Paul talks about this well that traveled along with the Israelites through the desert during their wilderness wanderings. In Jewish folklore, there was this well about the size of a beehive that kind of rolled along on the ground, and then every night it would stop and it would yield water for the Israelites to drink out of. And Paul refers to this legend and says, and that well was Christ. Now, are you going to say that identification requires you to believe that this story about this
I just saw.
well is true? I don't know anybody who thinks that's true. So
if we take what's written in Genesis in a straightforward way, such as a talking serpent, or what he called a magical tree, which actually automatically kind of poisons the well against the Bible and says a magical tree.
I mean, when you read a story about two people in an arboretum with these magical trees whose fruit, if you eat it, will grant you immortality or knowledge of good and evil, and then there's this talking snake.
There's some heavily suppressed guys.
Into sin. And then you have this anthropomorphic God walking in the cool of the garden, calling out audibly to Adam in his hideout. You think, well, of course this is figurative.
Some big money.
And metaphorical language. This isn't meant to be read in this sort of literalistic fashion.
It's frustrating when you read this. Here's what he said later on, because here's where he's really getting to, is that Adam and Eve came from the ape. Now, this is where he's going with it. From Abraham
I don't want to run into those folks.
Then, for the sake of argument, the truth of
You never know, maybe they're friendly. Probably aren't, but maybe they're friendly.
I was gonna say, I can barely hear their shots. I'm like 60 meters away.
Maybe a few thousand.
I would say not friendly. Actually, I think they're finding a new gas. Oh, I see one guy. I don't know if that's a scout or not.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean about the AI being borked at the minute. Oh, never mind, he changed now. Okay. Yeah, it was a scout. He was literally like wobbling back and forth on the spot as if his like pathfinding was constantly resetting.
See, I don't know if you're watching, but I'm pretty sure the dude's over where we usually lay, because the scavs are just all fucking over here by the wall.
Would supersede
Kind of went.
Given where we spawned, there should have there almost certainly would have been a dude spawned over by the other factory area. So if you're seeing a shitload of scavs running about that area, there's probably someone there.
We came from a pre-existing
Well,
that
the
looked like
shots
us.
sound like they're up
Where
on the
is common
mountain
form in that passage? So
by the wall.
And what he's meaning is there is some
And
type
the
of
scavs just
resistance
keep like
to
either
even an
staying at checkpoint or they
evolutionary
keep
transition
going
from
towards
some
Bible.
single-celled
So you might be up to
molecular
Sniper Rock somewhere,
structures
because
all
that's
the way
another
up
spawn.
to living things, all the way to ape-like creatures, some hominin or hominid form that then God
Yeah, there's just fucking
refashioned
balconies.
to be
Fucking
the
my
first
god.
human.
Well, since
My-
my question is, am I as a Christian in conflict with contemporary science as a result of my biblical commitments? I simply accept what the deliverances of contemporary science are. Now, that doesn't mean that I
don't understand who would
believe
just
them
sit
or
here and
defend
just
them.
kill these
I simply
scavs,
assume
making
them.
all this
I
noise.
say,
Idiots.
given that there was a historical Adam, or that the Bible commits me to a historical Adam, then assuming
That's who. Idiots.
what modern science has to say about
If you're gonna kill those
contemporary
scavs, you need to change
is
position
there
every
some
second or third
conflict
scav, or else people will
between my
just zero in on
biblical
you.
commitments and
But some people
Well, yeah,
don't
and we're,
know this because
it's been like
And
8
my
minutes
intention
of this
is
nonsense.
that even given the
you see, if
full-blown
it's a new player as well, he probably just doesn't realize just how much gunfire gives him away.
species, there's no incompatibility with my biblical commitment
The other
to
option is he's a chad and he's intentionally trying to draw people into him.
our progenitors.
Right, so he says that this is it's mytho-history, so it's
Yeah, I think
about
one of
looking
those
at
was
events in
maybe a
language or
player.
myth to ground a culture's identity. In other words, how is the culture that is written?
But sometimes people will like intentionally make shitloads of noise because they're looking for a fight, so they'll like do it to bring people in. Oh, it's got a GPU. Time to get the fuck out of here.
Some other Bible authors who
Yeah, so let's see.
Lucky
let's
bastard.
See. We have Genesis 3:19 later in the same author, obviously. It's just the next chapter.
The Genesis 1, 2, and 3 were written by the same author is
It
not.
helps. It helps I
fact,
scav a lot.
Old Testament scholars agree that Genesis 1 was added.
That's one thing you'll find. A lot of players
centuries
don't
later
actually
by
use the
some
scav
sort of
all that
editor.
much. I try to use mine every time it's off cooldown.
Style and information changes
Like
in the
ideally,
Bible.
I'll do
At
a
some
PMC,
point
a
in
scav,
their
a PMC, a
lives,
scav, a
most
PMC, a
Christians
scav.
notice that these chapters don't flow. They're telling a different story from different perspectives with different styles.
After Adam sinned, God says, "In the sweat of your
Oh,
face,
well,
you shall
I've got-
return to the ground, for out
I've
of it
had a
you were
total of
taken,
about
for
18
dust
GPUs so
you shall
far,
return."
3 from
He didn't
tasks,
say ape-like
and I think I
creature,
bought 5 of them.
was made from the dust of the ground. That's
Are
a
the
very
ones
chapter, okay?
in
That's Genesis 1
tasks,
through 11,
like
that's
when you
myth
get them, are they found in raid?
Yeah,
Prompt us
Oh.
not to be
but you need 3 GPUs for different tasks, and you get them from other tasks that don't require GPUs, so I use them to get through my
It's
tasks.
difficult to look at them in any other way.
So,
And then I've found like
verse 3, you return
6
man
or
to dust,
7
and say,
so far.
"Return, O sons of man."
And then for my level 1 Bitcoin farm, I put like 4 or 5 in that I found, and I bought the rest. And now I found like another 2 extras, so when I upgrade my Bitcoin farm, I'll be putting them in.
That's just all of Moses. Who's
Is the
one who wrote
Bitcoin
Genesis?
farm worth it?
Well, no.
Mm,
Most scholars agree
yes,
that
no.
Moses was not the author of Genesis. At the very least,
I
not
couldn't
all
tell
of
you exactly
Genesis.
when, but by and
Just
large,
five
in
books
every
of the
wipe,
Bible
there
were
is a
clearly
cutoff point
stitched
where
together
the
later.
amount it costs you to
This
build it
so
is less than that
obvious
you'll make
answers
from
in
it if you keep it
Genesis
running.
themselves are forced to affirm what they call a tablet model.
Generally
or
speaking,
Ptolemaic
if you
model,
push to
where
get
they
up as
propose
quick as you
Adam built
can,
the first tablet, then
despite the
Noah
fact
built
it'll
the
cost you a
tablet, then
shitload,
Noah's sons the
it's
next,
worth it.
It's worth
and
it.
so on and so on. And then Moses later.
But it's very
compiled
much one of those things that the longer you leave it,
even your
the
employer
less
disagrees
worth it
here.
it becomes.
What about the New Testament? That's the Old Testament. Well, what does Paul say in 1 Corinthians 15?
Like,
What about the boost maker?
Talking about
Boost
the
maker
future
worth?
bodily resurrection.
Yeah.
He's using. Well, let's
but I probably wouldn't
Something's written, the first man,
spend
Adam, became
money
infinite.
on it,
So he's
or at least
quoting
not an
that
excessive
passage from
amount,
Genesis 2.
because
God just made man from the dust.
most of the
Last
value
time
comes from doing the
Christ
moonshine
became
runs.
living spirit. But it's not the spiritual that is the first, but the natural, and then the spiritual.
And
The first
so
man was from the earth, a
it's-
man of dust. The
each
second man
moonshine
is from
run's like
heaven,
5
and as
hours
is the man of
long,
dust, so also
so
are those who are of the dust. And as is the man of heaven, so are those who are.
that
so
and
also
all
are
the
those
stuff
who
you
are
need
of
for
heaven.
it, you
Just
will
as there is
find
one Jesus,
relatively
the
easily,
image of the man of
just
dust,
by doing
we shall also bear the image of the man of heaven.
slash runs and shit.
So it's pretty clear that
It's very
This
clear
rate's
how
like
that
the
culture
farthest I've
understood
gone
that
in
passage, that man was made
my
from the
mass.
dust of the ground. You cannot get around that.
So we can say it's not historical.
This raid
but
is
in
the
1
farthest
Corinthians
I've
15
gotten.
and Romans 5, you say it's also
I'm
not just
asking.
literary, and we have
So maybe
reason to
like
believe it
next-
is historical.
next
And we can
wipe,
parse
I'll
these
be even
passages
better.
in great depth. But just tell us kind of, as simply as possible, why you think those passages are best interpreted as requiring
Boys.
historical Adam.
Very
Yeah.
simple, because a literary
Keep
figure
pressing when
cannot have
your
the
mortal
facts
enemy does not
outside
spawn.
of the literature in which that figure appears.
As you get more used to the Fox, you'll just passively start learning like what's worth keeping, what's not, when it's useful to what how upgrades are like worth putting how much into and all that shit.
Where are you talking, man?
Sin came into the world, and because of Adam's sin, all
like if there's only a
like
and sin reigned from
I picked up some things like screws, like packet of screws, not worth picking up.
No.
We're still dealing with it today.
I mean, before it was though.
And so it's
No,
Flea
not
market just.
because of the
Dude, I sold when I had a bunch when I was hoarding shit like earlier, right? Like I sold like 20 screws, like a pack of them, all at once for like 30,000 a pop, just because of how much the flea fucking fluctuates, you know?
Well, yeah, at the beginning of the wipe, but just like in general, they're like not worth it. Like nuts and bolts are like always worth like 15, 20K.
Craig says he places them at
that's the thing. There is, if you really, if you want to absolutely juice the money and maximize the money, there is some items that are valuable to start and at the end of wipes. I tend to target the shit that, just for convenience, that I know will be a decent price the whole time.
Fellas, I'm about to run factory if anyone wants to come with.
I'm just scalped a minute.
I'm in rude.
I think the best example of something that like skyrockets in price, you know, after a 2 months of a wipe, water filters. Star of the wipe, they cost like nothing. Absolutely nothing. No one needs them, no one wants to pay any money for them. And then once you're about a month or two, about 2 months in, they start going up to like 40K, 50K, and higher.
It takes 3 people to take the dorm sex to be fully closed, right?
But you see, I think, as I said,
4 or 5. All the access to 4 or 5 people.
Really? I thought it was 3.
No.
Because it's closed right now, so like it's at least 3 people gone.
No.
You 2 died.
No. Okay, so the way the Xbox works is whether it's one person activates them, or 2 or 3 or whatever, they're a one-use thing.
Oh, okay.
So whether one person uses it or all 4 use it, once it is activated, it's going in a minute no matter what.
Well, I know 3 people are gone because 3 of you are dead.
Yeah. The numbers though are a bit weird, dude, because it seems to go more by, as best I can tell, the amount of spawns that activate, not the actual number of players. At least that's what it feels like. I've been over in class and stuff mentioning it, but like, I've been trying to pay attention to it to see if they're actually right, and it does seem like they might be. Because early in the day you can survive pretty well, because you only can run across solos and shit, and then once you get to like near night time, you start running into nothing but fucking 2, 3, 4 months.
So, yes, it's true. I don't want young Earth creationist interpretation to be right, but nevertheless, I really do in the book struggle to be as objective as I can in saying what did these narratives mean to their original audience when they were written and read.
And the reason the gospel makes sense, that I explained in my presentation here a little while ago, it makes sense because of what happened in Genesis. The first man, Adam, brought death into the world through his sin.
Now, I myself don't hold to that classical doctrine of original sin. I think that is neither taught in Genesis 3 nor in
I don't know why my ass just sorted through my keys. By what building? That way I remember.
Through which sin entered into the human race.
I don't know why. I feel like that helps me.
A little bit of organization helps, man.
Now, if that's right,
it's like that way I can. That way I can like look at it and like visually know which like dorms I need to be at.
So I think that requires a
Guys, do you think I can take Tagilla out with 1 round of like 30 bullets of PST? to the leg?
One round of 30 bullets. What do you
One
mean?
mag at 30, right? Yeah. If you hit
Yeah,
nothing,
one
if you hit nothing but the legs, yeah, that'll kill him. But you'll have to hit him with at least 20 of them rounds to kill him, I'd imagine.
Through whom sin came into the world.
Yeah.
And yet that is false.
But yeah, if you lag the shit out of him, I'm assuming that's Keter ammo. Or 9x19.
And that is going to require you to
Friend?
advise your
Yeah,
doctrine
that
of
should kill him.
inspiration in such a way that inspiration
I have some
is
AP in it, in
consistent
case.
with the teaching of error.
Can we be friends?
Since Jesus
I'm pretty sure
fully
PSD has
believed
pretty
that
good
Adam
pen.
was a historical
It has
person,
shit pen, but good
you're
flash.
going to have to explain how
But it
Jesus
has more
came
pen than I
divine
thought.
and yet fulfilled
Because I was doing the Zebralo
As I
quest
sit back and
with my buddy,
men have their
and I had to
say,
shoot him.
I must affirm the great
I was using
validity.
PSP, I almost
Like
killed him.
Craig, I found myself affirming
1 second.
the highly compelling evidence
Friendly
for
dude, I don't want to
birth
fight.
and for common descent.
No problems, I was
And
just
as Craig
distracted.
described, I had to revise my doctrine of inspiration.
Thank you.
Unlike Craig, however, I came to a place where Jesus indeed believed in historical Adam, meaning he was in error, and the dominoes
I
fell
probably
to
could have
where
killed
I
that
no
PMC,
longer
but he
believe.
was being nice
But
about it.
Craig
Now he
makes
wanted to
the
get this
point well that
GPU and
there are
moonshine
other
out, so
options
fuck it.
between Apologia and Answers in Genesis.
If you take Dr. Craig's view, you've just undermined the gospel. It doesn't mean he doesn't believe the gospel, but he's undercut the historical foundation for it, the biblical and theological foundation for it as well. And
Would you say similarly, if Adam is not historical, our faith is in vain, or would you qualify it differently?
No, I think that would be really misplaced theological priority.
Hope there's not anybody at dorms, so.
That it would require
Probably
you to
will be.
revise your doctrine of inspiration and your Christology.
Fuck 'em, I'll kill 'em
By
all.
no means would the denial of the historical Adam
So
make you a
110,
heretic or
105.
separate you from salvation. In fact, in the opening chapter of the book, I explore a few of these worst case scenarios, as I call them. I say, suppose my proposal doesn't work. Suppose we're stuck.
I couldn't kill that
with one of
scav, I
these
just got
worst-case
murdered by a
scenarios
scav.
where the Bible teaches that there was a historical Adam, and yet there wasn't one.
That
Sure,
sounds like
that even
factory.
given that worst case scenario, there are
No, like I was
ways that we
shooting
can
at I
make
should have
to
moved, like,
preserve
but I thought I could shoot him through the fucking
Christian belief,
staircase.
even given those reverberations.
All right, that's all the time we've got for you today. We hope to see you back on Monday for Answers News. God bless.
Whatever your position on Genesis 1, literal history, figurative history, a fictional legend, or something in between, I hope you found this discussion useful.
Ooh,
Thanks
GP
for
coin.
Hey, 2022 is of course going to be filled with tons of new first-person games on every platform. Now, we've picked 10 of our most anticipated here, so let's get started off with number 10. Scorn is a game that'll catch your eye, like, right away. I mean,
Sweet
look at
Daddy
it. It's a
Jeebus,
first-person
give me
horror
that
title
GPU.
that throws players into an H.R. Giger-inspired nightmare world. Everything in this unknown place looks
GPU.
like it's filled with,
Fucking
like, flesh,
dickhead,
bone,
nothing
and
in.
steel. But if you're trying to find out what the actual premise of the game is, there's not a lot of details
Unlucky.
yet. This game has been in the works for a long time. People have been searching for more. We know that the game
I'm
is set up
upset.
in like a non-linear map filled with enemies and puzzles to solve.
Ah,
and
yeah, one will
players
pop
can definitely
eventually.
expect a survival horror element because the developers have at least
I know,
said that the
but
game will feature limited inventory
nicer if
with
it was
ammo
now.
management. So of course that comes stressful decisions in a really spooky
unfortunately
world.
not how
And you know what?
hardcore
We love
works, so.
spooky games, so we've been looking forward to Scorn for a long time, and we're hoping
Can
2022
confirm.
is finally the year. Next over at number 9,
Went over
we
to
have
3-story.
Warhammer 40k Dark.
Oh wait, I got
Now
card
this will
desk
quickly
still.
probably draw people in from Vermintide 2. This is another competitive multiplayer game where players are fighting off a swarm of enemies.
How
and
much time do you
creatures,
think
and
it takes to
we've
get to
seen a
Crossroads?
lot of these wave-based type FPS games
From
before,
dorms.
and people seem to just keep taking them and keep taking
5
them.
minutes
And,
if you
know, if
absolutely
you're a fan
ham
of
it.
the Warhammer 40k franchise, you'll be happy to know that this is following a squad of Imperial Guardsmen dealing with
Thereabouts.
chaos infiltration. Now, this was shown off in 2020, and a lot of people have been already praising it, but like so many games within the last 2 years, it has been delayed due to the pandemic, but we're thinking we're definitely going to see Darktide sometime this year. Lately, gamer Warhammer fans have been eating good, and I think that's going to continue. Next, over at number 8, we have Witchfire. Now, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves with
I gotta
this
be
one,
tactical
but
with this
judging
shit,
from the
man.
early reveal last
Does
year and some new
Skidilla
information
have
trickling out,
bodyguards?
if you're a fan of
Nope.
like old school first-person shooters,
No,
this
he's just
looks
an
like the
asshole.
modern
He's all
version
mean
of
enough on his
FPS
own.
that could end all FPSs. I mean, this thing looks insane. Look
Does
at
he
it.
have, like,
Not
the
only is
lowest
art style
spawn rate or
really
something?
Cool, creepy, spooky,
No,
and
I
detailed,
don't
Yeah,
think so.
but the
no,
gameplay
it's
is
supposed to be
fast
as far as I know,
and
it's about in line with
chaotic
everyone
and also
else's. It's
extremely
just
skill-based and cool and stylish at
He
the
might be
same
bugged
time.
though,
Wait,
because
In
there's a lot.
can you say that?
old school
Can you say that
feeling
line
way.
again?
You're using
Okay.
cool weapons and
I think it's the same
magic,
spawn
and
rate
the
as pretty
game
much all the
is a
rest of them,
roguelike.
but
Not only
it
is
might
a
be bugged or
roguelike
something
shooter, but
because
it's
people are.
also
I
from
think
the
a lot of
creators
people are finding
of
very hard to
Painkiller,
track down at the minute.
Bulletstorm, and The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. So it kind of
Did you
makes
say
sense
like
here
a
in
like
terms
a
of
like a
Painkiller and
phrase like a?
Bulletstorm. They clearly know what they're doing in the more old school style shooter department.
Before.
But in terms of
You had
cool
said something.
style
I didn't
and a
understand
little
what
bit
you
of
said.
creepiness,
No, I just
the
said he's
fact that some
got
people put this
spawn
work
rate
on
about in line with
Vanishing
everyone
Ethan
else,
Carter,
but
it just really
yeah,
makes
just
sense.
people are struggling
At
to
the very
fucking
least,
find
we
them, so
know
it might
this
be
year
bugged or
it's going to
something.
release on PC in early access towards the end of 2022, and we're really looking forward.
Oh my gosh,
Now,
the
next at
game's so
number 7, we
thankful.
have Tiny
Fucking
Tina's Wonderland.
AK ribbon.
This was announced last year, and we've talked about it
Dickhead.
quite a bit on the channel. But essentially, what this is a Borderlands spin-off game, kind of
Are
taking
S
some of the
Diaries
Tiny
worth
Tina
anything?
DLC concepts
S
and really
Diaries,
running with it. You're thrown into a fantasy
good
world,
dollar amount
with a
for any diaries.
fantasy-style map that you navigate, and it's a Borderlands game that's kind of lampooning the style of like Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy and stuff. It's just this crazy, chaotic thing, but it's got some things that really make it stand out from a Borderlands game. A lot of that tried and true loot and shoot gameplay is there, but the enemy types and the weapon types are really different, and it seems pretty cool. The humor is definitely going to still be Borderlands, which you're going to either love or hate, but the gameplay looks rock solid. I'm really glad they're making this one. You make your own character, you jump in, and it's doing things different. I think Borderlands has needed a refresh after 3, and this might be
I know I'm
it.
cutting it short right here,
Now,
baby.
next over at number 6, we have Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. This was a game that the developers tried to get off the ground in the past quite a while ago. While development was going on this title for a period, it eventually ended, but now it's back in development.
Check mark and then just head out.
About what to expect when it actually finally
Got a good gun?
launches.
No.
You know that once again you're going to be a bounty hunter type person, and
Well,
you're going
I'm
to head
good
into
and
the
ready to go
zone.
when you are.
It's a heavily radiated area because of
Oh,
the
no
Chernobyl
way.
incident, and of course you're going to come across
What?
mutated hostiles and human enemies.
I'll
This
beat
game
you.
looks
Is this not my-
absolutely gorgeous? You could probably see that.
Oh
here.
my
It's,
gosh,
again,
I
a
got the wrong
first-person shooter,
key.
but it's one where you need to use your mind.
I'm gonna
and
hate-
some
I hate my
strategy
life.
as well. There's a reason why the
I
original
got
games
reserve
took off
marked
on
room
PC.
key.
These are PC as hell games.
Well, you got
that
some
are
good
incredibly
loot,
unique
and you haven't
challenging and
died, so
satisfying,
that
and
should
we're
be
happy
enough.
that we're getting a new one, and it's also
I know,
coming
but
to
it was like
PC
the one
and
time.
Xbox.
It's not
This one has received quite a bit of delays,
barricaded.
but we're gonna see it at the end of this year. Hopefully, as long as there's no more delays. Fingers crossed. Now, next over at number 5, we have Shadow Warrior
Hopefully,
3.
I wonder how much
Now,
the
if you've
marquees
never
actually
played a Shadow Warrior game,
how much the marquees
it's
actually
well
sell for
worth
these
going
days.
back and enjoying them. They are crazy.
Hey,
fast-paced,
Roblox is where we
energetic
killed that.
action FPSs.
Where we
We
got
once
out
again
that one
play as
raid,
Lo
right?
Wang, who
The
is
last
just
raid.
this crazy shogun who is armed to the teeth with weapons and cool maneuvers. And these games are gory and fast-paced. And this time around, you're
It's just
fighting
on the
a
other
dragon
side
that
of,
was unleashed from an eternal prison. As of making this
second.
video,
It's
we
by
don't have
Meth-
an exact
by
date
Meth
for it.
House,
We do
right?
know it's coming.
Double
it's just
hit your
slated
thing?
for sometime in
RUF
2022.
Roblox?
But these games seriously don't get
Yeah.
enough love.
Oh yeah,
RUF
RUF
for Shadow
Roblox,
Warrior
the other
3,
side of
consider
where you are
picking up
now.
Shadow Warrior 2. It's
Is that
cheap, it
closer
runs
than,
great
Crossroads,
everywhere.
you
It's
think?
not
Yeah.
super long, but it is
Go left,
incredibly
and
satisfying.
go
If you
down
just
that
like
road.
Fun factor and
I was checking
craziness,
smugglers.
Shadow Warrior is the thing, man, and we
Mm-mm.
really have our fingers crossed that
Nope, no
3
fair.
is going to just up the ante even further.
Yeah, just go straight that
Now,
way
next
and
up
it's
at
Yeah.
number
road.
4, we have Star
Slow on that
Wars.
road.
This is, of course, the next big game from
Not that road you're on now, but the
people
one you're
behind
left.
Elder Scrolls. This
To
studio
left
has gotten
and then right.
flack in
Left.
recent years
Yeah.
for Fallout
Yeah, over there.
76, but the way we look at it here is that they've, for so long, made games called Elder Scrolls and Fallout. They're finally making something different, and we just can't wait to see what that's like.
What?
Plain and simple. It's a space exploration game. We still don't know too much about it, considering
Thought I
it
hit him
is
with that
coming
first
out
shot, 'cause he
November
started crouching.
2022, but we know it is a narrative-driven RPG in the future where humanity has colonized space and you are a space explorer. Little by little, they have trickled out little details about some of the planets. and
Man, I can't believe
civilizations,
that.
but, again,
Reserve
things are
marked
still
room
really
key. I'm
slight.
so
We're hoping it
upset.
feels unique. We're hoping it doesn't just
would
feel
worry
like
one.
another Skyrim, but in space. I have faith. But just by looking at Starfield and everything else honestly coming, the fall holiday season of 2022 is going to be a busy one for gaming.
We're
Now, next Next
fucking
over at
up my
number 3,
extract
we have
scav.
Redfall. This is a new Arcane Studios game designed specifically for Xbox and PC that is going to be an open world cooperative first person shooter, probably likely with that arcane spin on things. People seem really, really excited for this one just because of the concept. There's a legion of vampires taking over the town, and players are going to use a series of different characters to fight back against the vampire
Beamed in the
hordes.
head.
And it's gonna
I would
be
have
a
cried.
cooperative adventure, so think of something kind of almost like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood, but with vampires and with that arcane first-person gameplay. It's quick, it's snappy, the abilities are cool. If you've played anything like their previous games like Dishonored
get
or
up, let's
Deathloop,
do
you know
this.
what to expect here. Seems like a good winning combination because we know at this point Arcane knows what they're doing with first-person shooters. We don't have a date for this yet, but as of right now, it is slated for 2022. Next at number 2, we have Dying Light 2, the follow-up to the original Dying Light, which is a game we absolutely loved here at GameRanks. It was an incredible first-person adventure that made zombie games fun and interesting again.
I wonder
thanks
where
to
my
the
marked
open
room
world
key is now.
exploration, the loot, and the cool
I've got a few
parkour,
charges left in mine,
combat,
so
and
don't worry about it
movement
tomorrow.
systems. Dying Light 2 goes bigger and badder, centered around
I know, but for like my
walled
solo
city where the
raid, I'm
streets
like,
are filled with the undead, and
where is it?
humanity is shacked up in little
Come on,
encampments
find
on
it
the
later.
rooftops, and you come in as a pilgrim, someone who
I'm just trying to
basically
get
wanders
rid of
the earth
everything
doing
on my
dangerous
inventory.
deliveries where no one else can out in the wild. And this time around, it seems like there's even more RPG elements with more characters to deal with and decisions to make that'll affect the world around you. Now, a lot of games make that promise, so we're gonna have to wait and see if Dying Light really does it, but otherwise it looks to be a ton of fun. They've improved the parkour and the combat. Everything is said to be smoother and faster and generally more entertaining.
Are you
And
waiting
the
for me?
trailers, the hands-on
Yeah,
previews,
I'm not
everything
there.
has gotten us really excited, and thankfully, we don't have to wait
Oh,
too much
6.
longer because it's releasing February 4th, 2022.
Fucked all my spare
Now,
rounds.
down to
go.
number 1, let's talk Atomic Heart. This has been on our radar for a while
Hmm.
now. It takes place in an alternate reality where the Soviet Union continued to thrive while also making a ton of futuristic technological advancements, and you are a KGB agent, seemingly with the premise of they're struggling with some mental health issues, and you travel to this remote facility that has gone quiet, and you face off against all kinds of things, freaks, robots, in what seems generally to be like a weird sci-fi descent into madness. There's a lot of melee combat with makeshift weapons and seemingly some exploration, and this looks awesome. This is almost like weird sci-fi
Okay, that should be
Soviet
good enough.
Russia KGB Bioshock. If that doesn't sound like a winning combination of words, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Graphically, it looks gorgeous. That's actually honestly
Alright.
how we first noticed it years ago
Let
when one of the early trailers released.
the winning
But we're glad
begin.
this game is finally getting its time in the sun.
Last
and
idea.
seemingly a decent budget, and it seems like 2022 is finally the year this thing is going to release for PC and consoles.
My
Now, those
mother
are the
goes,
10
"What's
new
the point of
FPS
this
games
game?"
that we're
I
looking
was like,
forward
"Not
to
to
in
die."
2022,
That's
but
random
we also
shit.
got some bonus ones, including Destiny 2, The Witch Queen. Destiny 2's next big content update looks to
Kill
satisfy
and not
a lot
be
of fans.
killed.
Also, Crossfire X is dropping soon.
So,
It's
the
a
point of any
competitive
game is just
multiplayer shooter that was
fun.
big in Asian territories, and now it's finally coming over to the mainstream. And last but not least, Boundary. It's like a sci-fi astronaut game where all the astronauts have guns. That's a winning pitch to me. But hey, those are the games that we're looking forward to. We want to hear what you guys think down in the comments. If there's a game that you just learned about or a game that you're really looking forward to, be sure to drop it and maybe click the like button as well if you had fun. But as always, thank you guys for coming around. Subscribe if you haven't already because we put out videos every single day, and we'll see you next time.
There's another guy. Killer was there that time. I was trying to kill the guy that killed him.
Someone fucking killed you.
Yeah, but there was another guy that was just chilling the entire time while I was trying to kill the guy. And when I tried rapping, he was waiting for me around the corner. I fucking
Them
just-
rats. They let everybody else kill them and then they come in. They outsmart us.
When we get rich.
Yeah, literally get rich.
You've watched every video, read up on a ton of guides, and
You're
regular
trying to
guide
heal
on
from
Lost Ark
fighting
on day
Tagilla,
one.
and you're the last
But are
one
you
left,
truly
you think,
prepared
and
to
then
take
they
on
just
the world of
fucking
Arcasia?
kill
Hey there,
you.
friends, it's Kodiak here. Welcome to Legacy Gaming. Today, I'm putting my experience with the game to the test
I think it's
and sharing
funny.
a number of huge mistakes to avoid in Lost Ark.
Like being a bougie rat. I grab everybody else's gear and then just route with nice gear.
Let's be crystal clear. Lost Ark is an expansive, ever-changing game. That's the nature
So I
of
like the
MMOs,
RFV. I feel
right?
like not a lot
There
of
are
people
million
like it, so
opinions
like
and
I've
guides
gotten
out
it back
there.
like
While they're
3
chock
times.
full of information, sometimes a bit of perspective
Because
puts
people are
things
like
into focus.
single shot
That's
you,
really the goal
or
of
they
this,
sell
is
it.
provide you with
It's lifted
facts,
a
but also give
decent
you
bit, but
philosophical
certainly not as
insight
much as a
into
lot
how
of other
best to
weapons.
approach the game. Not everything I
You know, like,
point
if
out
they
is
take
going
it,
to be
they're taking it to
groundbreaking,
sell
but
it,
it
not
might
to
just
use it.
resonate with a few of you. So keep an open mind and remember, at the end of the day,
Anybody
play
trying to
the
run?
game the way you want. That's ultimately going to provide you with the best experience.
If you would ask me any other day, I'd probably
So this
say
first
yeah,
one
because I
might
need to
be a
do
bit
the
strange for a lot of you,
office skills.
especially any MMO refugees coming to
But
check out the game.
I need
Lost Ark's
money.
endgame
I've been
breaks down
upgrading my
into two
hideout, and I'm
concepts:
low on
horizontal progression, that is stuff that's easily accessible by everyone, and vertical content, activities that take investment, skill, and proper advancement. One thing I want you all to keep in mind is the fact that changing your main is a very common phenomenon within this game. In fact, it's so common that most people will tell you it's okay to change your main pretty much all the way up to Tier 3. Now, the NAEU will launch at Tier 1 with some modifications, but keep in mind this: you're not going to get to experience your full character.
Oh, we're going up. Cool. Playing Pokemon Go, man. I'm multitasking here, okay?
To be fair, part it's like super addictive.
What?
Pokemon Go.
I know. I used to play it when I was younger, and then my sergeant got me into it again.
Yeah, so there should be a spawn in around there somewhere. If we move quick, we may be able to catch him out. Because chances are he spawned in the thingy thing, so go quiet now. Start moving quiet. But if someone did spawn here, the chances are they spawned in that water building. Or in the middle of these silos.
Right in bushes?
So. We might see him come this direction. Depends if he knows about the stashes or not. There's no guaranteed someone spawned over here, but... Usually you get 2 spawns, one in this section, one in the other section. And then you get spawns up in the tier 3. Tier 3 spawns usually active up in the hillsides.
Coming down road.
Gav?
Yeah.
Ignore him, ignore him. If you can't take him out, but if you can avoid killing them.
He's running back.
Someone engaged in checkpoint. Okay, let's move out. Let's backtrack a bit.
There's 2 scavs by wall.
Yeah, let's backtrack a bit there. Someone's engaged in checkpoint. Ignore him, just ignore him, just run, run, run.
I don't think they were shooting at me. I think there's someone in
Someone in USEC would be my guess. So do we have a sniper scav? We don't. Right, we're good for there. Trying to see if you can see anyone in the gap. Keep an eye on them windows as well in case they're upstairs locking out. Okay, we're good. Just keep moving. Careful in case someone's up on this hillside, because sometimes there's a chance someone spawned at the opposite side and might have came over the substation. Unlikely, they easily head straight towards Storms, but Tarkov is Tarkov, so fuck knows. But whoever spawned was fighting them will likely come to gas at some stage, so that's what we're trying to cut off. Someone fighting in gas, I believe. Yeah, someone fighting in gas. Careful go on our left though, 'cause I'm pretty sure there's still someone over by USEC somewhere. Yeah, I got a dead scav. Someone go loot him. I fucking dare you. Oh, by the wall, by the wall. Yeah, behind the pipe, over at the wall. 2 man. Going along the wall by the heating pipe. Behind the red trailer.
Yep. How many people?
2. 1 came out. He's down. 1 left. Same position. Keep an eye, need to back off and reload. The other guys that are attacking gas, they're not the guys from USEC. I'm streaming, so now I'm gonna have to go balls to the wall and push this guy, because his mate's probably gonna come on my Twitch. No, you play it proper. I'm just having to be a bit bold. Oh, he's running, I think.
Which way did he go?
Left. Thought I seen him move left.
There's movement to my right.
Probably there.
Below me to the right.
Scav, probably.
Yep.
Alright, this guy's still in that general area. I don't see him though. Careful, he's still about here somewhere. Might be inside the wall. Yep. Inside the wall. See him? I'm dead. Fuck. You down him?
Got him.
Nice.
Yep.
Hide my normal shit and go loot that stuff.
Where's your body?
By that red trailer. I didn't see him. He must have moved fucking quick, because I didn't see him move the whole way left there. Oh well. Just be careful. I'm assuming that's the teammate of the fella. If it isn't, he's thrown out behind the pipe. And
Holy hell! Did you just see what I picked up?
No. What's that? Yeah, it looked decently kitted, not super kitted, but they look decently kitted. Yeah, M4A, yeah.
I mean, that's not nothing like special, but like what he had though.
Like I said, they look like they had a decent bit of kit on them. Head count 2, 4 shots fired. Yeah, you got me in the head. Oh. You right, dog?
All right. Is your rig insured?
If it's the armored A1 one, yeah.
Motherfucker had 1 mag. You believe that? Or 2 mags. One's fair.
Absolutely, dude. That's what I usually run. So would I. 1 mag in a gun, 1 spare mag, and 60 rounds in my arse.
I know, but with that kind of loadout, I would figure I'd be going balls to the walls.
If you're having to spray more than 10 bullets to kill an enemy, then you need to get good. And bringing limited ammo forces you to get good.
Okay, listen, some of us need to get good and need extra mags, okay? Just kidding, this RFB helps with my aim, like, tremendously.
Like, if you really want to learn trigger discipline in this game, the thing I always recommend people is do something that every now and again I do just for shits and giggles. You get yourself a bolt action. You get ears and a shamag. You take the mag out of the bolt action, and you pocket load every bullet. And you will quickly learn to discipline your shooting. Because it means you're putting a good 4 seconds between each shot, which means when you shoot, you need to make damn sure you land it.
He was using M855.
Yeah, but I don't wear helmets most of the time, so any bullet will kill me in the head.
I know, but it's just so, like this rig, just whole thing surprises me. Like, so odd. Nice ass weapon with poopy ammo.
With a full kit until you reach the end game content and unlock the additional skill point potions needed to see the class in full. At that point, don't be afraid to say, you know what, this class just isn't for me. The leveling process in Lost Ark is short by design because the developers, Smilegate, realized, rightly so, that it's impossible to judge a class based on its leveling experience.
Oh, there it is.
It may feel like you're throwing progression down the drain, but remember that alts play a crucial role in funneling upgrade materials to your main. So making a swap may mean you have to level up a new character, but it also means you have an alt standing by in the wings, ready to support that new main. Long story short, don't be afraid to swap your main. You may have an idea in your head about what class you want to play, but it's okay if that dream and the reality of your class don't line up. Just pull the trigger and try something else. Since we have the chance to do this again, I wanted to add another tip into the mix here. This actually comes from someone in the comments, but I realized I did this too during the beta. When you reach Lake Bar, you're going to start unlocking your life skills, mining and fishing to be exact. You're going to notice there's a vendor that sells you tools. Don't be fooled. You do not need to buy any tools from this life skill vendor at this point. You actually get basic tools and upgraded tools once you complete the associated guide quest, so save yourself the silver and don't fall into this trap. In a similar vein, I want to pivot and talk about questing. You're going to read a lot of guides and see a lot of videos about the best way to level or the fastest route to 50, whatever it may be. When the chips are down, there are really 2 ways to do this. The first is to only do the main story missions. The developers have tuned this entire quest line perfectly so that when you finish the final set of quests in Shoeshire, you're at level 50 in a set of gear ready to take on the first bit of endgame content, Chaos Dungeons. In my opinion, this is a great way to level as you're not bogged down by all those additional side quests that just slow you down. Plus, you get to see more of the world, and you get a starter set of endgame gear. It's a win across the board. That being said, there's nothing wrong with picking up every quest along the way. You're going to hit level 50 well before the end of that main quest line, and that's fine. You're also going to pick up more silver, account XP, and currencies for things like rapport, but this method isn't foolproof. There's a chance you might have a small gear gap that requires you to progress further anyways to get your item level high enough to enter Chaos Dungeons. Also, at some point, you're going to need to go back and finish that main quest line even if you're overpowered to do so. I would also argue this is a slower way to level, especially if you're playing a class that takes a bit longer to kill enemies, like a gun lancer. Bottom line, you can choose to level either way you want. It's entirely up to you, but those 2 options are really the only true paths to the end game. You may see slight variations here and there, but at the end of the day, either one is going to get the job done. Join a guild. Full stop. Being part of a community is at the core of any MMO, and Lost Ark makes it an integral theme within the game. Being in a guild is more than just having a new chat channel to talk in. In Lost Ark, being in a guild means working towards collective goals and rewards. Each guild has access to research that will unlock new aspects of the guild, including a guild shop. Here you can turn in bloodstones for special items like upgrade materials, gear chests, and even percent-based HP potions, things that will help you of the game. By being in a guild and contributing towards quests or making small donations in silver or gold, you're getting something valuable back in return. something you wouldn't otherwise
not
have
see that
access to. Am I segueing this into a shameless plug? You bet I am. But I truly believe that MMOs are better together, and to that end, I will say this. Legacy Gaming is already one of the biggest guilds in North America. We've amassed an incredible group of people from around the world, and with over 1,000...
So if they chose to do that, then they had these stipulations included.
Of course, Tarkov entirely crashed on me. Why wouldn't it?
Jew or an Israelite, whatever you want to call them, they had to be loved like it. They had to join your feasts. They had to do all this fun stuff. They were actually given a compensation so they could go out and they could spend their wage on whatever.
No, that does not represent biblical slavery whatsoever. I mean, I cannot honestly believe that an apologist doesn't understand how biblical slavery was chattel slavery. So everything that he just said is utterly ridiculous and not found in the evidence. You literally have to twist the information and lie about what's in the book. God, if you heathens want to fuck around and find out how bad two Christian TikTok apologists are about biblical slavery, then please stay tuned. What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? I'm the Godless Engineer, and I critically analyze apologist claims to give you the best arguments and information so that you can stand up and use your voice. One of the topics that I hate dealing with the most from apologists is biblical slavery, because they 100% always get it wrong, whether that be on moral foundations or on just what the Bible says in general. Today's two TikTok Christian apologists are no different. They are gonna get it completely wrong. They're gonna get it completely wrong on like moral grounds as well as what's literally in the Bible. All right, let's find out what these two apologists have to say. First up is an apologist from the Workers for Christ TikTok account. He has a uniquely dumb position on biblical slavery.
Jeff, I would really encourage you, if you're going to respond to this in a way that actually engages the argument and answers the question that I'm going to ask.
Oh, okay. So Jeff is a atheist creator on TikTok, and he's notoriously banned by TikTok multiple times. That's why his name on TikTok right now is TikTok Please Don't Ban Me. Jeff is a pretty good friend, so I'm sure that he responded appropriately to this guy. But let's actually address the problem or the question that he's going to be presenting here. I'm sure that he's in no way going to misrepresent what's in the Bible or biblical slavery or any of that kind of shit. He's going to be totally straight and honest with us, right?
So your entire argument starts off with this presupposition, but the problem is it's a very bad presupposition because it doesn't really work 100% of the time. The presupposition is that because something is in God's law, he must be in support of it. You say this about slavery, and this is why you claim that the God of the Bible supports slavery.
Well, so it's not a presupposition. I mean, that's just how shit works. While on a human level, us making up laws to control certain things in societies, and maybe those laws don't really reflect what we want, I feel like that's a very human
Orange is
level
pretty quiet.
thing. But
I don't
what
like
we're
that.
talking about is God. And
That's always a bad sign.
In Tarkov, yes.
Argument here if this is the route that
Like,
you're going to go with,
it was pretty
because
quiet
God
over here even at the
painstakingly tells the Israelite people exactly how he wants shit. He tells the Israelite people exactly how encrusted to make.
Although
the
I've
Ark of
had
the
times where,
Covenant.
like,
He lays out
as a PMC, I
very
went like the last
specific
15 minutes and like
building
nobody
plans
went to
for
doors.
the
Like,
temples. Both of them.
Yeah, it just
has them
depends.
built.
It
When
very much
God
just depends.
told Moses to build the
some
ark,
people like
he
refuse to
gave
go.
very specific
Like I've had plenty of
plans.
times where
So
basically
specific,
everyone's
at least,
went to con or met
we
or
could,
something,
conceivably
and
build the
basically
ark today,
everyone
which
but
is
like two
something
other
that Ken
players
Ham over at
have
the,
lived
Ark fucking
and there's just
casual.
bodies in like 2 different locations, like stacks of bodies, and the 2 guys that managed to live are full on loot, so they've just went straight to exit. They haven't hit anyone on route, they've just went, no, fuck it, I'm out of here, because they've got like 3 people's fucking kits on them.
Just sit down and say, hey,
That's kind of how I am. I'm just taking it slow.
You know, just put in some very basic fucking things. By God allowing something to happen, he essentially condones it. But he does more than condone it. He actually commands the taking of sexual slaves, like in Numbers 31, where he has the Israelite people attack the Midianite people and destroy them. Oh, with the exception of all the little prepubescent girls that have not known the touch of a man. Have you allowed all the women to live? He asks them.
I ain't got enough for fucking extract. God damn it.
And enticed the Israelites to be unfaithful.
Forgot to refill my money.
If you got keys, just go for the safe and shit.
Yeah, but I'd rather just get out.
And kill every woman who has slept with a man. But save for yourselves every girl who has never
Some loot is better than no loot. But when his dorms is quiet means someone is sweating.
Always, but a lot of the time.
Plus, no one's extracted, so that usually means there's like someone just sitting in there or a team.
Well, no one's extract. You can't really tell. A lot of times people don't take the vehicle extract anyway because of the fact that it lights up as soon as you hit it. This puts a lot of people off taking it, even if they're in a position to do so.
Yo, fellas, do you guys know if AP ammo for the 300 blackout is like good on pan? Or no?
I think it's alright. I don't think it's amazing though, but I don't think any of the blackout ammo's all that great.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't use blackout. Just use 5.56. Better.
At least as far as the price of it goes compared to its actual like output, I don't think it's particularly good.
Performance wise, 5.56 is usually better. 300 blackout is just quieter. Only advantage.
Where are you, spawn? I know someone spawned in this area.
Dude was level 26 by the way.
Nice. Scav. Are you serious? Fucking Scav. I know there's a fucking spawn over here and the Scav is just really a chance of getting me. Well. Where did this fucking Scav run off now? See you, Scav, running my fucking phone.
Alright, buddies, I think I might get off for a while.
Alright.
I'll be on later. See ya.
David. Where the fuck is this spawn?
to jail.
The spawn rate that might be fucked, look. It's hard to know in this game. I'm so dead. Fuck. Good. Says her like four of them right me. I knew it was fucked.
31, 15 to 18. Now, a lot of apologists like to suggest that the Midianites were just asking for it. This was a wartime effort. They were seeking vengeance because of something the Midianites did to the Israelites. Number one, that doesn't excuse them stealing all the prepubescent girls so that they could take them as sexual slaves. And I get it, you don't like thinking about it like that, but that's essentially what this is. Destroying an entire city and taking little girls as sexual plunder. Two, you really can't argue that the Midianites were asking for it because the only thing that the Midianites did were mingle with the Israelites. This entire thing is about mixing the races. You know, 1950 segregation shit. God doesn't like that, and so he had the Israelites go and destroy all of this entire race of people, with the exception, of course, for the little girls. This is a clear-cut example of sexual slavery, and God directly commanding the Israelites to come in and take sexual slaves. Put this into the context of whatever the fuck this guy's trying to tell us. Whatever he's trying to spin our direction. He's trying to suggest that just because God has certain laws and things in his Bible, that doesn't mean that he condones this behavior.
We all know how side quests work. Some rando asks you to go and do something for them. You do it, they reward you with a special hat, and the length of time it takes to complete the game creeps an hour closer to something that people are happy to spend $70 on. But not always. Occasionally, leaving one of these side quests unfinished is infinitely preferable to actually finishing it on account of unavoidable deaths, the loss of amazing gear, or terrible lasting consequences. I don't care how special the hat is. See for yourself in these 7 side quests you should never complete, and beware side quest spoilers ahead for the following games.
The key! You have the skeleton key! I never thought I'd see it again.
a fun fact about me. I've played several hundred hours of Skyrim, but haven't actually finished the main story. That's because, in my opinion, there are hundreds of other more interesting things to do with your time in Skyrim than just tracking down a big dragon and hitting it until it dies. Things such as becoming the head of the Dark Brotherhood of Assassins.
You saved us all, and for this, you have my eternal thanks.
Or becoming the Archmage of the College of Winterhold.
You have proven yourself more than worthy to guide the College of Winterhold.
Or rising to the top of the venerable Skyrim Thieves Guild. Brilliant questline that sees you undertaking all manner of daring heists, and also burning down beehives for some reason. There is one quest in the Thieves Guild questline, however, which gives you one of the most incredible items in all of Skyrim, an unbreakable lockpick known as the Skeleton Key of Nocturnal. You loot this from the body of Thieves Guild traitor Mercer Frey, after showing him what a bad idea it is to cross a Thieves Guild member who is also the Archmage of the College of Winterhold and the head of the Dark Brotherhood. After this quest, you move on to the penultimate quest in the Thieves Guild questline, called Darkness Returns, in which you're tasked with returning the skeleton key. Hang on, and turn the magic unbreakable. What kind of rinky-dink is it?
Can only be corrected following the pilgrim's
Don't know if that guy got him. Probably didn't.
and replacing
Fucking bad scabs.
Yeah, no thanks. There's a very simple solution to this problem, and that is simply to never finish Darkness Returns. That way you get to keep the skeleton key, which will grant you guaranteed access to any locked door, chest or gate in the entire game without having to worry about breaking or running out of lockpicks. It is fantastically useful, and while you do miss out on some perks by not finishing the Thieves Guild questline, I think being able to go anywhere and open anything in the entire game kind of makes up for it. And what are the Thieves Guild going to do about it? Get mad at me for stealing things? Exactly. They really should have seen this coming.
Excuse me, miss. Something wrong?
Does it look like something's wrong?
Well, you look kind of upset about something.
Perhaps you don't understand what it's like to be disgraced as a woman. To have people gossip about you and turn from you in disgust day after day.
In Rockstar's Cowboy 'em Up Red Dead Redemption, main character John Marston is trying to redeem himself for the deeds of his past. Things that we later found out after playing Red Dead Redemption 2 were mostly sitting around a campsite watching other people eat stew.
Not exactly a welcome home party.
Is Tagilla gonna be here this time? I don't know.
Hopefully, but I wouldn't hold my hopes up.
Does he spawn somewhere specifically, like underneath, like?
Don't know. Like, he can spawn, as far as I know, he can spawn in quite a few different spots on the map, so.
Yeah.
Well, you warned me.
Still, John is looking to get some ticks in the good side of the karma spreadsheet, and as such, always looking to help the helpless, disadvantaged, and wronged individuals that make up the side missions that can be found scattered throughout New Austin. One of these missions, known as the Wronged Woman, can be found at the church in Blackwater, but if you're really looking for redemption, take our advice and never finish it. It starts innocently enough with John talking to Clara, a woman who used to work as a maid for the Thornton family, before falling for the man of the house, one Harold Thornton. Clara goes on to tell you that she became pregnant and that Harold's wife kicked her out as soon as she started to show, leaving her destitute with no money from Harold to help raise their unborn baby.
I would be so grateful, sir.
I'll see what I can do.
I mean, seems like a slam dunk, right? Or at least it does until you head to the Blackwater Saloon to confront this Harold, who seems a bit confused by your accusations.
Not sure what you're accusing me of. I'm just here.
And confusion quickly moves to outrage when you ask him for the money. And in the Old West, outrage is just one short step away from openly dueling in the street and... Oh wait, here we go. So you have no choice but to gun Harold down in the street, at which point you can retrieve the $200 that Clara needs to set up a home for her baby yourself. Clara is grateful, but sad that Harold is dead and vows to go to his funeral to pay her last respects.
Hurry, I can make it to his funeral.
So regrettable, but ultimately we did the right thing. Right? Are we Red Dead redeemed yet? Well, hold on a second, because a few days later you get a prompt to stop by the cemetery where Harold is buried. Here you'll find his grave, along with his grieving widow, who lets you know that Clara, apparently a stranger and not someone who worked in their household, was laughing at the funeral.
I can't understand how strangers can be so cruel.
And therefore, it looks an awful lot like you just got tricked into robbing
Dude,
and
does
murdering
Tijula
an
talk?
innocent man.
I'm sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Does Tijula talk?
Take care.
I think so.
Or to put it another way, we got Red Dead
One second,
Reduked.
Tom.
You hate to see it.
What makes you think you're in trouble now? The other day, I received a skitali and a note. Someone left you a piece of wood and a letter. I can see why you're frightened.
Phidias was an ancient Greek artist whose statue of Zeus at Olympia was one of the 7 wonders
How
of
could
the
he?
ancient
He was
world.
speaking
He
the right
also
side.
appears in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, although here his role is more to repeatedly tell you how hot you are.
God damn it, bro.
Welcome sight. Your beauty
Such
brings
bad.
light into the darkness of what has become my life.
I mean, I'm not complaining. Earlier on in Odyssey, you help Phidias flee from Athens after he is targeted by the secretive cult of Cosmos. This takes no small amount of effort that it would be a real kick in the teeth to waste by having Phidias, say, die unexpectedly while you're out doing other stuff. And yet, that's what happens
Alright,
if you
dude, all
do
my
the
money
side mission known as Art's
gone.
Leading Life, in which Phidias reveals he has received a
no
coded
money.
message,
Stash running.
and he
That's how I
needs
make
you
my
to
money.
travel to various statues around Greece to
Yeah,
find
I'm not trying
symbols
to
that
make
will
money.
help
That's
him
the thing.
decode
I
it.
spent all my shit on.
I can decipher it with the skitali.
All in all, there are 4 statues you need to scour for code-cracking symbols, like a Dan Brown hero, but even hotter than Tom Hanks. Alongside the statue of Zeus, there is one of Aphrodite, one of Theagenes, and one of Poseidon. But once you've achieved this feat, you can head back to Phidias' workshop to claim your reward.
This won't be an easy task, but whatever the messages reveal must be important.
The sight of him on the floor, having been brutally murdered.
I should have never doubted that you were in danger.
Cool, glad I bothered.
So, what's the issue?
Have you not listened? This DJ Travis, he is terrible. Makes me want to go back in time and prevent radio from ever being invented.
Oh. Yeah, I think I got stomped on by a 4-man in the last. Oh, what? They're a really bad one, a really good one, depending on how quickly this dude moves to the location.
Anybody in the I'm gonna see if anybody else. Thanks, dude. Anybody else in there? Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Found me a part.
How's the body? No, he doesn't. Just a 2-man? Just a 2-man. I hope. More than a 2-man, I'm probably gonna die because I'm exposed as hell right now. What is it with people in half-dead guns? That's fun dealt with.
Yeah, be right back.
А ты кепка ёбаная!
Fucking frame rate, man. Something else is doing. Fucking heard him. That's when I heard him.
блядь, ебашу!
That was bullshit. They need to fix the fucking Scal's cone of vision. It is so busted. I was fighting in there somewhere.
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Get mine.
Fucking frame skips. Only reason that guy did not spot me is because my frame was jumping around like crazy that entire time. Only reason that dude didn't spot me.
Yeah, comms on it.
Yeah!
What the fuck did I just get?
Hey man, let me know if you ever want to run you know, if you ever want to run factory, bro.
Will do. I fire
Hey,
already
Barry.
on it though. I was just muted because it was like, you know, kind of talking to myself and not disturb you.
Yeah, no, you should. Thanks for that.
I have to survive an extract.
Huh?
All I gotta do then is survive an extractor raid.
Alright, well, I'm down to run in with you. I'm just gonna be looking for Tagilla.
Oh yeah, I'm down to go look for Tequila. I just need to get a kit together.
Let me know when you're ready.
Will do.
You really didn't want to show yourself, then just go.
I realize now though, if you ever need dog tags, just go to factory. If you live, like, half the time, like, all the bodies are just in one spot. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
That's-
all the bodies are just piled on top of each other, just running late and kill the last guy.
That's always been the way with Factory though. Factory is basically a slugfest.
Yo, after we do this shit, you know what we're doing, fellas? We're going labs.
Oh god, no.
Oh yeah.
I'll
Say
never
it with
understand
me.
why people like labs.
I mean, it's a map.
Yeah, but it's also the epitome of busted ass AI. Like, you think the scavs are broken, the raiders are way worse.
Nah, but they're not as bad as, like, what we've been fighting recently.
Yeah, they're worse.
I don't have any money. Shit.
There's a half dead gun. Ooh, looks like take that. Slap you on there, slap you on there, slap you on there. How many's in you?
What are you guys taking?
Yakata?
What are you taking?
What do you mean, what am I taking?
Factory.
Oh man, MPX.
An MPX. Oh,
That's a
hold
job.
I've been murdering people with it, actually.
Good gun.
Wish I
I
had a little
fire
bit better
rate.
ammo, but PSD's not bad.
High fire rate, low recoil. That's what you want.
Yeah. I mean, dude, most people don't wear face masks and stuff, so it's
Well, that's
like,
why PSP works. It's the same reason that Catter's a good gun. Dirt cheap, and because people don't wear face masks, just spray for the face.
yeah. And anyways, I feel like if you don't hit them in the face, aim for the chest, and they recoil, you're like, that's when I hit the face. Yeah, just let me know when you're ready, home. Oh, shit. Pissed.
Okay, 6 minutes left. Toward my exit. Left is a bit too long. Factory's okay. I can just hit there. No one's finding my fucking sniper rifle, so I'll leave that. Get it back in insurance.
What?
Forgot I was on fucking single shot. 15 frame rate, seriously.
Yo, Bird, what's your in-game name?
Glockner, GLOCK, NER, _.
True. Don't listen to my brother. Someone needs to. We need a new DJ for the radio.
Traversing the blasted radioactive wasteland of Fallout 4's Commonwealth can be a lonely business. Thankfully, there are companions who can brighten the journey with pleasant conversation.
Goza?
I might travel alone for a while. For those
Where are we
solo
playing
journeys,
at?
There's always Diamond City Radio, the radio station out of the
No,
settlement
no, 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 no.
that
Like US East?
plays the auto hits of the late 40s and early 50s.
I am US East, yeah.
Okay, fuck yeah. That works.
It's also home to the DCR disc jockey Travis, who is not what you would call a traditionally gifted DJ.
I hope you enjoyed that last song.
Let me know when you're in the lobby.
I'm about to be.
This here, okay, it's Cole Porter, I guess. That's fun.
Travis is a shy, awkward, unconfident radio personality, and your mileage may vary here, but I love how weird his radio broadcasts are as he struggles to find the right words.
Coming to you from, the jewel green,
Alright, dude. I have yet to see Killer this
means
fight.
the great green jewel of the Commonwealth. It's Diamond City Radio.
Makes bad jokes.
Here's 60-Minute Man, and I mean, let's be honest here. It's not how long his naps are.
And occasionally tries to drop important plot-related nuggets of info for interested players.
Nick Valentine.